Watch Snoop Dogg, Reba McEntire, Gwen Stefani, and Michael Bublé sing together as the voice coaches for the first time say hello to The Voice's new coaching lineup. Months after NBC unveiled Snoop Dogg and Michael Bublé as the show's newest additions alongside returning stars Reba McEntire and Gwen Stefani, the quartet joined forces for their first ever coach performance together in anticipation of season 26. On Friday, July 26, NBC released a new promo video for the upcoming season featuring Snoop, 52, McEntire, 69, Bublé, 48, and Stefani, 54, wearing matching outfits and singing a joyful rendition of the Four Tops' 1966 hit Reach Out I'll Be There, their vocal prowess, which fans will hopefully hear more of when The Voice returns on September 23. The singing competition series announced its updated all-star coaching panel for season 26 back in May following John Legend, Chance the Rapper, and Dan Plus Shay's exits. Stefani returns after briefly taking a break following season 24. Meanwhile, newcomers Snoop and Bublé were already friends of The Voice, having served as advisors on previous seasons. Snoop shared his excitement over the coaching announcement during a May 12 appearance on The Tonight Show, telling host Jimmy Fallon it's a great opportunity to boast his vast music knowledge. "If you know anything about me, you know I love music of all forms," the rapper said. "So this is a great opportunity for me to show that I really understand music and, to be a real coach and to really give direction to some of these artists that could be today's next big thing." Snoop Dogg hopes the Voice gig will show I really understand music. "I'm the people's champ." In a May interview with Access Hollywood, McEntire showed Snoop and Bublé some love when asked if she'd spoken to them about their new gigs yet. "I don't think I could give them any advice that they wouldn't already know," she said with a smile. "They're going to have a blast," the country icon continued. "They're going to love doing the show because it's fun and you get to listen to so many talented people get up there and sing. We'll have a fun time." The Voice coaches have kept plenty busy ahead of season 26. Snoop is currently assisting with NBC's 2024 Summer Olympics coverage in Paris, providing regular reports as a correspondent throughout the sporting event, which concludes on August 11. He kicked off his official duties on Friday by carrying and dancing the Olympic torch through the Paris suburb of St. Denis for the opening ceremony. Bublé, meanwhile, already has his next coaching gig lined up on The Voice season 27. He'll be joined by returning coaches Legend and Adam Levine and newcomer Kelsea Ballerini, though a premiere date has not yet been set. Snoop Dogg shares heartwarming photo with granddaughter at Olympics. Grandpa's duties elsewhere. McEntire is gearing up to debut her brand new sitcom Happy's Place on NBC this fall, which reunites the Reba actress with her former co-star Melissa Peterman. Meanwhile, Stefani just dropped a special musical collaboration with Anderson, .Paak and Ryan Tedder, plus the Coca-Cola Company and the International Olympics Committee, titled Hello World to commemorate the Summer Olympics. "We are thrilled to officially launch Hello World for Paris 2024 in partnership with the Coca-Cola Company and the International Olympic Committee, IOC, Stefani told People in a press statement. "We hope Hello World inspires positivity as the world comes together to celebrate the Olympic Games." In one of the most talked about moments on The Voice, a contestant's bold song choice proved to be too much, even for the most seasoned performers. Under the mentorship of none other than rap legend Snoop Dogg, the contestant attempted a rendition of what Snoop described as one of the hardest songs you could ever give somebody to sing. It was an ambitious choice, a moment that left the audience on the edge of their seats. But in the end, the performance just wasn't enough to secure a spot in the next round. Setting the scene. The bold choice, it's not every day that a song can turn into a make or break moment, but that's exactly what happened during this episode of The Voice. The contestant, a young aspiring singer with a distinctive vocal tone, had been one of the fan favorites leading up to this moment. Up until now, they had delivered a string of strong performances, often praised for their creativity and vocal control. But when Snoop Dogg, who had taken on the role of mentor for the show, handed them this particular song, everyone knew it was going to be a challenge. The song in question was a ballad notorious for its complex melody, wide vocal range, and the emotional depth required to really pull it off. In fact, over the years, only a few select artists had managed to truly own this song in live performances. Many believed that the contestant had the talent to rise to the occasion, but it would require a level of mastery that even seasoned professionals found difficult to achieve. Snoop, ever the enigmatic presence, encouraged the contestant to embrace the challenge. Known for his cool demeanor and sharp ear for talent, he didn't often dole out easy praise. But when he spoke about the contestant, it was clear that he saw something special in them, a rawness and a potential that could set them apart if they nailed this performance. The performance. A high-stakes moment the night of the performance arrived, and the tension was palpable. As the lights dimmed and the contestant stepped onto the stage, there was a noticeable hush in the crowd. The first notes of the song rang out, and immediately it was clear that the singer had decided to put their own spin on it. Rather than sticking closely to the original arrangement, they took creative liberties, altering the tempo slightly and adding subtle vocal flourishes that showcased their individual style. At first, it seemed like a risk that might pay off. The initial verses were delivered with precision and emotional intensity, drawing the audience in. Snoop, watching from the sidelines, nodded along, visibly impressed by the contestant's boldness. There was a sense that this could be one of those moments where a contestant transcends the competition and becomes a true artist in their own right. However, as the song progressed, the difficulties began to mount. The middle section of the song demanded a level of vocal control that stretched the contestant to their limits. There were moments where their voice faltered slightly, struggling to hit the song's notoriously difficult high notes. The emotional weight of the song also seemed to bear down on them, and while they had started strong, the pressure of the moment began to show. Despite the minor stumbles, the contestant powered through to the final chorus, delivering a finish that, while not flawless, was still commendable given the difficulty of the material. The crowd erupted in applause, appreciating the sheer ambition it took to tackle such a monumental song. But as the music faded and the lights dimmed, the question remained, was it enough to convince Snoop Dogg and the other judges? Snoop's decision, a tough call when it came time for feedback, Snoop didn't mince words. He acknowledged just how difficult the song was, calling it one of the hardest songs you could ever give somebody to sing. He praised the contestants' bravery and creativity in making the song their own, but was also candid about the fact that it didn't quite hit the mark in some key areas. "You've got mad talent," Snoop said, looking the contestant straight in the eye. "But this song is a beast. And tonight, it got the better of you." There was a pause, the kind that makes time feel like it's stretching out forever. The contestant, visibly nervous, nodded in understanding. Snoop's tone was gentle, but the gravity of his words was clear. He wasn't criticizing the contestant's ability or potential, rather, he was acknowledging the fact that sometimes even the most talented artists can be bested by the wrong song choice. "I'm gonna have to let you go," Snoop finally said, his voice heavy with the weight of the decision. The audience let out a collective gasp, surprised by the elimination of one of the show's standout performers. It was a difficult moment, not just for the contestant, but for Snoop as well. He had clearly developed a bond with the singer, rooting for them to succeed. But in the high-stakes world of The Voice, even a small misstep can cost you everything. Aftermath, the contestant's graceful exit. The contestant, though visibly disappointed, handled the elimination with grace. They thanked Snoop for his mentorship and the opportunity to perform on such a grand stage. "I took a risk," they said in their parting words. "And even though it didn't work out this time, I'm proud of myself for going for it." The elimination sparked a wave of reactions online, with many fans expressing shock and disappointment. Some praised the contestant for their ambition, while